I'm just going to, a lot has been said about cloud computing and so on. I'm just going to share with you the practical experiences we have had. We started 8 years ago in the field of e-procurement, and this has been offered as a cloud service for many, many years, and many state departments have been using this. And entire state governments have been using our system as of the cloud for e-procurement. So far, over 2 lakh electronic tenders have been processed through our system. And some of the interesting areas which we are looking at when we talk of cloud computing, and the most important for us, and I think it should be for practically every application, is security. It's a given that cloud computing is here to stay. There's going to be loads of applications, loads of, SAS and this and all those abbreviations we are all going to know by heart pretty soon. What we believe is that particularly e-governance and through cloud computing can be a revolutionary idea for India. Because we believe that if services can be pushed through the cloud medium across our country where there's poor connectivity or no infrastructure and all that, somebody with any kind of browser should be able to access the information they want, whether it's e-procurement is one area, or land records as has been mentioned, and so on. But the big problem is security. And in security, particularly tampering. This is an area that we are actually very heavily focused and actually quite paranoid about. Okay, because if you see it from an e-tendering, e-procurement perspective, tampering of the bid is just a no-no. It just cannot happen. So we need to ensure this in multiple e-governance projects, maybe even the UID project. What if our data is tampered with? Our, Sumit Bhat, this, and then tomorrow it's something else. How do you and I get control on this? Because it's our data. So this is a very, very crucial point that we need to address. We need to have tamper evidence. We need to really look at this problem for many of and multiple of these e-governance projects which are going through the cloud. We believe tampering must notify the owner of the data, whoever he, she is. You must know if any data has been tampered. The right person must know. And particularly the owner of the data must know. And when we look at the Indian scenario, we have a IT Act which mandates the use of public keys, the private and public key to do a transaction, make it a legal and valid transaction. So this is another thing that we think needs to be very, very in detail looked at by the government, that the public key infrastructure that we have already built here needs to get more robust, needs to get integrated, needs to, citizens should have just one one digital certificate to do multiple tasks instead of, income tax we'll use one, for ROC we'll use one, and so on and so forth. And as Sir rightly pointed out, there is no integration. Everything, you don't want to go into becoming islands. So here is what we believe should be some of the points that must-haves for e-governance in the cloud. The security of any system should be verifiable, independent of any human involvement. This is very important. The system should check itself, irrespective of a human being involved. If there is a tampering, we must know. PKI should be independent from the application layer. That's what we believe, because it should not be just a wrapper. It should be something which is, at the end of the day, this is going to be under contract law. This is going to, if anything goes to court, this is what you're going to use. The third thing is, as rightly said, the system should be platform neutral. It could, anything. You should be able to use any browser, any database, So that is also a very, very important scenario. One of the things that India as a country, along NIC is the representative there, is the UNCFACT inter global standards. We actually head the security desk in the UNCFACT, and we strongly urge that over time the government of India we must all mandate these things, that we should try and build all applications and all these services to a standard so that interoperability is not a problem. The next point is the system should have citizen and public interfaces, particularly things like RTIs. As you know, most court cases in India are either land or tenders. So we need to have that. There's no point sending 25 rupees by post. We should be able to log in and get those details. So we are working on those things with the state governments we are involved in, because in our system, our e-procurement system, you can do it because it's totally database driven. So all data is available for tenders from 1 to 10,000 or whatever. The other thing is modular deployment, because as you build capacity, we will not be able to figure out how and when this will be, we'll be able to get it done. And systems that we build should be data-centric rather than document-centric. That's another classic problem that we do suffer from. I'll give you a quick example in the e-procurement field. Something, a PDF uploaded is also e-tendering. Seems to be. And a totally database-driven system is also e-tendering. So, and when we bid for these things, we are compared at the same level. So it's a very difficult, complicated scenario. These are some of our customers. These are interstate governments who use our system. We have recently won the government of Maharashtra, which we are under implementation right now. And we are doing for the entire country of Botswana right now. So these are some of the big implementations we are doing. The only one I'll just quickly discuss with you is ISRO, Indian Space Research, has selected our system for their entire e-procurement. And here is a fundamental problem, as mentioned by everyone, is that an organization like ISRO does not even allow their own employees to access the internet. So how do you access the cloud? So we have developed with them an architecture which they are going to be using for e-procurement, and which will be, we are looking at going live end of this month. So that's I can't give you the details of that here, but it's a very interesting way of doing it. So the point there is that if, that commitment is there, solutions can be found, and that's where I would like to urge everyone to really, all the governments and departments to look at this positively rather than with any. These are some other things which we are doing. We are also bringing as, on the cloud services like RICS, which is cost estimation services. And this is also going to be very, very powerful for all the government departments like PWD when they estimate on a tender. In India, we have, it appears that our estimates go awry from maybe 10% to 300%. So this tool, which will be offered as a part of our suite, integrated, you could cost your bridge build. For example, you're building a bridge over a river, you can cost it, float the tender, receive the bids, place the PO, and all under the gamut of RTI. So these are the kind of applications we can look at, and well, that's it. Thanks so much.